going to bring our next presenter to the stage. Really excited about this app. Here all the way from Los Angeles, Mr. Clay Kramer, who's Senior Director of Mobile Products at Edmunds, the car guys. How are you guys? Thank you so much for being here. So I'm not counting this against your time, but I got to say something about Edmunds, which is, again, we started this event back 9 years ago, and we realized we were on something here in San Francisco. We invited, Edmunds actually reached out to us, they wanted to come present here. And they had such a good time that they invited us to do an LA app show in their headquarters, and they hosted a few of those for us. So I really want to thank Edmunds again for everything they've done for the app show, and it's great to have you back here tonight.
Excited to be here.
All right, well, tell us a little bit about what we're going to see here today.
Yeah, so at Edmunds, we're really focused on making car buying easy for users and consumers. And I think one of the difficult things, I went to a dealership on one of my visits, and the guy was telling me that he can't deal with this one customer that wants to buy an Escalade, but isn't so sure that the 2016 can fit in his garage or not. And so I think we can just roll the video, and you can see how we took that same kind of use case that's pretty apparent if you've got a small garage or a giant vehicle, that how useful this can be. You can see that red mark at the top of that says it doesn't fit. Now they're putting it in a vehicle that is a little smaller, and they see that that vehicle fits in their garage.
Love how collaborative they are with the iPhone, and no one's trying to take control. They're just sitting back and observing. Anyone else have that experience when they look at things together on the same screen?
Your wife is here.
She knows what I'm talking about. So does this work for any car? You have every car that's been scanned, or?
So we had pretty much every new car. What we did is we actually took kind of like generic models, so an SUV and a sedan. We essentially expand or contract it based upon the actual dimensions of the car, which we measure every new car that comes out, pretty much a large majority of those models. So any car that you guys are probably going to buy, we have all the dimensions and all that in there. So some of the little things will the mirror be exactly that size or something like that? Some small things that might be not perfect, but in the absence of getting CGI data for 500 models of cars, we're able to do it on a few different segments of cars, and then be able to expand and contract them.
I'm going to geek out with you a little bit here.
Yeah.
Are you telling me you take just the dimensions and you're able to build a 3D map? You don't actually have to scan cars?
Exactly, yeah.
And so you get those dimensions from the manufacturer, and you can create these things on the fly.
Well, we actually measure dimensions because we want to make sure we're putting out really accurate information to the consumers. But if it's like a car we haven't gotten a chance to, we might be able to be doing something like that as well. But essentially take dimensions, we know the length, the width, and those kind of things, and we can put together something that's reasonably accurate. So are we going to be able to know if the front end could fit under a really weird constricted space? That's a little bit beyond the scope of this kind of app. But can that Mazda, I think that's a CX-9, fit in that garage? I'm pretty sure that will based upon the large dimensions.
Okay, so I know a lot of people in the audience are really eager to go home and try this myself, and we've got a pretty small garage here in San Francisco. I'm not even in the market for a car, but I'm going to try this. What do I have to do to actually make this work?
So all you have to do is download the Edmunds app on the App Store for iPhone.
The iOS version, right?
The iOS version. We don't have the Android version out yet, but the iOS version is available today. You download it right now. Just go over to your garage. You open to the Can It Fit, which is in the Tools section of the app. And once you're able to locate a floor, hopefully your garage doesn't have this white shiny tile floor and has a good contrast. You'll be able to see the floor, and you'll be able to pinpoint actual spots on there of the corners of the floor. We just need 3 corners, and then you can just determine the height on it through looking through the phone. It's pretty easy to use. We actually went through a ton of UX to make it easy to use because that was one of the big things. We wanted to make sure that you know, a normal user of an app, not some really you know, nuanced super user that wants to like be able to do everything, can do it, everything. We want to make it really easy to use because we want it to be very consumer friendly. So I think you can use it. I used it the other day. I use it all the time because it's actually so much fun. It's cool to show off at work. So.
Nice. Another more technical question. I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask you when the Android version is coming out, but can you talk just a little bit about what some of the challenges might be porting this from Apple's AR Kit to Google's AR4?
So can't really go into that because I just don't have the expert knowledge to be able to.
Well, you have some other question. When is it going to come out for Android?
I can't answer that either.
All right, well, I tried.
But you know, I answer other questions that.
I have an audience question. Anybody have a question in the back? Can you run a mic back there, please?
Are you showing this at the Detroit Auto Show that's on right now?
No, we're not. But you know, that's a lot more about our client partners, and you know, all the OEMs showing off their cars. But interesting.
Would you consider allowing people to lease their car directly from your app and then DocuSign their lease?
I would love to make that happen. We're working on making car buying easy. That's what we want to do. We want to be able to actually have things like that available in the future. Not available today on the App Store, but maybe in a year or something like that. Maybe we can work with DocuSign and get something up.
Let's talk.
Doing business here at the AR AppShow. Paul, I think we had a question over here on your left. Ray, did you have a question? Ray has a question over there.
Yeah, I'm just curious how you get.
Can you get him the mic? Hang on 1 second.
I'm just curious how you get your first scale when you're in there.
The first, you mean the first object?
No, when you put your car in there, you have to have some scale. What are you guys doing for that?
So I mean, like, I'm not a developer, so it's a little bit beyond my knowledge base on that. But I thought that AR Kit actually gives you measurement dimensions. That's what I was.
So you're having them do something at the beginning to get that.
Yeah. So essentially, they put up their floor, and then they actually plot the corners. 3 corners gives us the whole dimensions of it.
Okay, totally makes sense.
Okay.
We have a question up here in the front. Last question, then I think we're going to have to move on.
So what is the user experience after I get the car in there? Do you guys partner with the automotive business, or can I click it and just purchase a car, or is I have to click it and then go to the dealership and then buy the car? So what's the UX after?
So I mean, it's a great question. Primarily, it's for the use case of does the car fit in my garage or my space? And so after that, it's up to the user. Like they might want to try a bunch of different cars and see which one's best for them. They might want to do some more research. So we're really leaving it up to the user of what their next step is. We don't have car buying in the app today. So I would love to offer that as the next step. But I might, you know, I also want to make it just easy for users and not so pushy. So we don't want to like push on to users something that they don't necessarily need to do.
All right, Clay, that's all the time we have here. Thank you so much for being on the show.